Hey, what's good, y'all? This is Impact Baldwin. I'm your host, Jay, and welcome to the podcast. Today on the podcast, we have no one other than my girl, Jamisha, aka Billy Body, aka Season Bay. She's an entrepreneur, she's a cultivator, influence within her community. I want to say thank you for coming to the podcast, and I hope you enjoy today.
Thank you for having me. Hey guys, how's it going?
Yeah, thank you. Okay, as I start the podcast all the time, I first want to say justice for Quan Charles. This podcast was started
Yes.
basically because Quan Charles was killed in our hometown of Baldwin, Louisiana. He's from our hometown, Baldwin, Louisiana. He was not killed in our hometown, and his case hasn't really got as much attention as it should. They keep saying that it was a drowning, but there's no way he could have been drowned. So
Right.
as I always say, and as I always start with, justice for Quan Charles.
Yes,
All right.
absolutely.
So today we're going to talk about a couple of things about you. We're going to talk about your business. We're going to get a little personal. We're going to talk about everything in that spectrum. You feel me? So don't
Okay.
be shy. Don't not say stuff because you're a business owner and stuff like that. So yeah. So let's get a little thing about you. Tell us your name. Tell us where you're from. Tell us what you do.
uh, my name is Misha. Most people know me as Mish or Billy. Originally I am from Baldwin. I pretty much grew up there from Head Start to like seventh grade. But I did move to Centerville and I did graduate from Centerville High. So right now I'm residing in Metairie, Louisiana. And for those of you who don't know, that's pretty much New Orleans. So that's where I'm at now. And that's where my business is based. So both of them.
Okay. Tell us firstly about your business, Billy Bodied by Billy. Let me not get that
Um, Body by Billy is a shapewear company I created. So basically, I'm always on the go. I actually commute, like my full-time job is in Baton Rouge, even though I live in Metairie. So it's hard to like actually, get to the gym nonstop all the time. I'm always on the go. So I don't really have time to get into fitness how I want to. So I've been waist training on and off for years. So I was like, I want to start a business and I want to impact people, but what could I do? Because it has to be something that I'm passionate about.
Yeah.
So basically, I started the shapewear brand, and I sell, waist trainers and stuff. And I pretty much just waist train all day and show people my results. I got the diet to go with it because you can't just put it on and your waist is small. You got to put the work in. You got to eat right, drink water. So that's how I started that brand.
Okay.
So
So, question about Body by Billy. Is it like corset? Because I don't really know about those things.
gotcha. So okay, this one it comes in gray and black. It's actually a neoprene material. So this one isn't like latex, so it's more comfortable.
Okay.
Um, it's really stretchy.
Got you.
It's really
It,
comfortable. A
is it
lot of
like
my clients like this one.
one size fit all or?
No, it's not. So it's anywhere from extra small to 6XL. So I really try to include everybody.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Definitely different shapes and different sizes. You get full
Right.
sleeves, you get the plus size and stuff like that. Yeah, definitely.
Right. But I do have corset style ones. I actually have one on now. I have the latex ones. So I mean, but to me that's a little more advanced. I always advise people to start off with this one and get comfortable because with the latex it's not for everybody. It is going to be form fitting, but once you wear it frequently, like you'll get used to it.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. So like, let's do some of these myth busters because there's a different myth of very uneducated people about corsets and stuff. I mean about waist trainers and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So they say that some people say that it punctures the lung. It's hard on the body. It harms the body if you keep it on too long. What myths that aren't true about waist training that
So
you?
yeah, I mean, that's not true unless you're like, I mean, some people go to the extremes, which is like in a burlesque or something like that. You know how they have to somebody has to put you in it and pull all the strings in the back. No, that's not what this is. I mean, the
Okay.
one I have on now is a corset style, but it's not like that. Like it's not so tight to the point where you can't walk around or breathe. I mean, I could run in it, I could walk. I actually wear it all day at work, so that's about 11 hours a day. So I mean, if it was that uncomfortable, I wouldn't have it on for that amount of time. Now, I'm not saying everybody should wear it that long, but I find for me, that's how I get results, by just wearing it at work and not even thinking about wearing it. But yeah, that's definitely a myth, and unless you're going hardcore, which I don't advise anybody.
To go hardcore. Yeah, definitely. Because I see people all the time, and I be wondering, I'd be like, I wonder if they can't breathe. Some people
Mhm.
look stuffed, and I see people in the gym sometimes with them on and stuff like that. I wear a sweatband when I'm doing like weightlifting. I do CrossFit, so that wouldn't help me at all.
Gotcha.
I wouldn't do
Actually, this one would help you because
really.
this is neoprene. So I actually have a lot of clients who work out on a
Okay,
regular, and they wear this one like while they're training with their trainers.
I,
It's very supportive, and that neoprene makes you sweat a lot. So I might have to get you hooked up with one so you can
yeah,
see for yourself.
how it is, man. Because I feel, me, I feel like, man, like, because I wear that sweatband. Like, I only wear the sweatband when I'm doing workouts, like lifting weights. If I'm not doing like
Yeah,
workout, I'm not wearing it because or running because I can't breathe in it. Like, I can't.
right.
To me, I can't breathe. But I mean, I'm always open to trying different things. So if you say that I'll be able to breathe in it, I'll try it out. If I can't, I
Yeah.
throw it to the side. Cause I cheap again when I'm in a CrossFit gym. So
Right, right. That's some serious business.
definitely. Okay. Well, let's go on to your next business, seasoning base. Let's tell us a little bit about that. What's the inspiration behind it? Why did you?
Okay, seasoning base. So I got my little props. I don't know if y'all could. Ooh, where's my camera?
See it. We see it. Yeah.
So, it's
Let's
a.
go ahead. I'm gonna ask you that after.
You can ask me because I know what you was gonna ask. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay. What the label because it's called seasoning base, but you have Lester Ray's on there.
Okay, so this is Impact Baldwin. A lot of people know my dad. Did used to work for Baldwin PD back in the day. He is from the Baldwin Franklin area. And he did pass on about 9 years ago. I feel like learning how to cook, that was all him. And my family, my mom did not cook a lot. My dad pretty much cooked everything. So from young, I've been watching him, and he been pulling the chair up to the stove and helping me make things. So I just felt like it was right to just honor him and dedicate this to him, because I feel like he died at such a young age in his 40s. And, he really didn't get a chance to seek out everything I'm sure he wanted to seek out. So I'm just trying to basically fulfill his dream for him, basically.
Got you. So
Hmm.
tell us a little bit about the ingredients within season bay. What can you use it on? Is it like Creole season?
Right.
Is it like or is there? I know right now seasoning bay is just one. Is it one thing, or do you gonna have a line of different other seasonings or hot
Yeah. So
like that?
right now, this is the all-purpose seasoning. I put it on everything. Seafood, meat. You could put it on your salads. You really could put it on everything. And also, I have high blood pressure, so it is high blood pressure friendly. It does have a little bit of sodium in it, but it's not like super salty like a lot of the other Creole seasonings. So that's good. I could cook with it. I really only use this. Like, I don't use anything else. I only use this on my food, and it comes out good. People have tried it and they like it. I've sent a few samples out to some close friends, and they like it. But this is just part one to get the ball rolling. Eventually, I want to venture out and do like this barbecue sauce, and like a ranch sauce, and just all different kind of other stuff. But for right now, I'm focusing on this because
That's right at the
I gotta
moment.
complete one task first, because I like to start a whole bunch of tasks and then I'm like all over
That's
the
me. That's me.
place.
I have two podcasts, and I started the first podcast first, and then I came up with this idea, and I just ran with this one. And I was like, I'm not starting anything else until
Yeah.
I do good with this one, and then I get back on track with my other podcast, and then I'll venture on something different. Cause me, I'll be having ideas, and I'll be like, we're gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do this, and then that busts, and I don't do that. So yeah,
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying. I'm a seasoned girl, man. I like to season my food. My coworkers be laughing at me because I say if I ain't sneezing, it ain't seasoned. You know, I need to be in the house like, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me. Because I mean, some people like put that little pinch of stuff on there, and I'd be like, what
Oh
the?
yeah, that especially being from Louisiana, it's like it has to be
It
seasoned
was like,
right.
you're gonna have high blood pressure. I was like, it's fine. I haven't got it yet. I'll be all right.
Right. Look,
Right.
I mean, you can live with it. It's
Yeah.
not fun, but you can live with it.
I'm like, unseasoned ass food. Don't bring that to me. Like, I don't want that.
Yeah.
You have to show me how you season your food. Okay. So definitely. Yes, so that's seasoning bay. Let me ask you a few more questions about both of your brands.
Okay.
We're going through a pandemic at this current moment. So how did the pandemic affect your businesses?
Man, let me tell you, this is like the hardest time to start a business. But at the same time, it's like I'm glad I got that push and that challenge because I had been saying and been saying and been saying I was going to do it. And, a lot of people were out of work for the pandemic. Thank God I was blessed. I had to work, I was essential. So I did this all while working a full time job in the middle of the pandemic. Now, with Body by Billy, it was really hard because all of my inventory comes from overseas.
Yeah.
So that was hard. Shipping was super expensive. Same thing, seasoning bay. I kind of been started, but I just started promoting it because now I can finally start to get the stuff I need to get. But it was really hard because a lot of stuff comes from overseas. So, I'm just pushing through everything. But it's different. But thank God for me, I have online businesses. So the pandemic doesn't really affect it too much as far as like, the selling point.
Yeah.
More so like the inventory and the product.
Got you. Got you.
Yeah.
Okay. I understand that because I know a lot of people say it. I've talked to a lot of people during the pandemic and they're telling how it affected their business. Some people businesses were affected and some people business just took off. Like they
Hmm.
like buying online and doing stuff like that. A lot of people wasn't mobile and they weren't leaving their houses, so a lot of people
Hmm.
shopping. They see something that they like, so they were trying it out. I know I was a person like that. Even though, like you said, you was essential, I was essential as well. I had no choice.
Right.
I couldn't stay home.
Right. You're on the front line. So
Yeah, I definitely couldn't stay home. I wish I could have stayed home, but I couldn't stay home. With my family, you can't be selfish. Like you have to think about during the pandemic. I really had to think about my family. I actually sent my fiance home. I didn't stay here with me because I didn't know if I was gonna have COVID.
right,
Going,
right.
stuff like that. So I definitely wanted everybody to be safe. But like I said, a lot of people say that they made a lot of money through pandemic, and a lot of creators and cultivators came through this pandemic. It was a
Yes.
lot of people and myself because I would have never thought I'd be doing podcasts and
Yeah, I seen that and I was excited. I was like, because I had been thinking like, dang, somebody needs to do a podcast.
yeah, definitely. And I was like, I'm gonna do Impact Baldwin, and it came. It's hard sometimes, dealing with people and stuff like that. But I mean, like I said, I don't stress about it. I just let it come as it come. I get better with time. So it's in the
Yeah. And you're very social, so it
yeah.
just works out for you.
I'm a long-winded person. I tell people all the time. I
Hmm.
talk my ass off. So me sitting down having a conversation with somebody, it comes natural to me. So even if I don't have anything for me to go off of, I know it come from the dome. I'll be able to talk to people, and that works
Right.
with my podcast within my job. I talk to people all day. I can talk a person out of something. Or I could piss a person off.
Right.
I can I can I can talk my way out of a lot of stuff. Like they call me the mental health guru because if somebody going through something mental health and I just say one thing, it's kind of like they zone in on me and they talk to me the whole time. Like they don't even talk to nobody else, and I'm like,
That's good though. I mean, really, that's what the community needs,
that, definitely, and that's
especially in your line of work. Like a lot of people, I mean, they don't give you, and I know firsthand just because my dad was a cop, so I know, like in the academy, they don't give you that type of training, and
yeah,
that's what they need to be given, police officers. So I applaud you for that.
definitely with our race of people, like if you don't know how to talk to us, then you don't know how to do anything. If you only can talk to your ethnicity in a certain
Hmm.
get to us and you talk to us a different type of way, that's not gonna work at all. They're not gonna even want to
No.
talk to you. Like
Right.
a lot of like I have a Caucasian partner and like she knows how to talk to people, but sometimes they just don't want to talk to her because of the way she's
Yeah.
them. And
Yeah.
so we play devil's advocate. Like I talk to the black people, you talk to the white people. If the white people don't want to talk to you and want to talk to me, I'll talk to them. We don't have a problem with switching on and off on it.
Good. Yeah.
So
That's
definitely
good.
that's the good thing about it. But less about me, more about you.
Oh,
Um,
sorry.
tell me, tell me your future plans for both of your businesses, for Season Bay and Body by Billy. What are the future plans?
Um,
Where do you see yourself? Where do you see your businesses? Because we have to see ourselves with more than what we have now. We can't be modest and be like, hey, this is where I want to be right now. But where do you see it taking off and being in the future?
I feel like, I got a lot more work to put in. I had kind of slacked off, I had some personal stuff going on, but I'm back on track. I'm going to launch more products because I know I don't have that many, but I like to take my time because I like to test out my products. I don't like to just order something and sell it to people and then it fall apart and everybody's like, oh, she sells cheap stuff or whatever. So I take my time and I test it out for months before I even drop it because I want to make sure it's right and I want to make sure it's good quality. So I got a lot of good stuff coming. Um, I mean, as far as like goals wise, I know I just started this, it hasn't even been a year, but for this year, like I got some large, financial goals to meet with this company.
Yeah,
I know I'm gonna have to, eventually get like an assistant and, somebody to help me with marketing. I know you got to have a team to win.
yeah.
So that's really what I'm working on now, like a small team, so I could elevate myself to the next level. And that's with both of my brands. So I'm trying to launch the seasoning bay by the end of this month. I don't want to make any promises, but that's what I'm hoping to do, if the ingredients come in on time, basically.
Right.
So that's basically what I'm, waiting on. Plus, it doesn't have a ingredient label yet. And actually, I looked up in the state of Louisiana, technically, if there's no allergens in it, I don't have to have an ingredient label on it.
Okay.
But, I want people to kind of know what's in it. I can't put everything that's in it because then I'll be giving people my recipe.
Yeah, definitely, definitely, definitely. I feel you. I definitely be supporting it. I like to cook, man. I like to do different things. So, yeah, definitely. I like when they say like seasoned food type stuff. I wish I was living in Louisiana and get some of them ball crabs, baby. Let me tell
Oh, yes.
you, Dallas, you cannot get crabs
And
looking.
guess what? Did you see when I did those seafood bags?
Yeah.
I only used this seasoning and I made a butter with this. It was so good. I got so much good feedback on it. Like so many people really like because it was different. You know how usually when people boil seafood, it's just spicy. Like
Right. Yeah.
it's just spicy. Believe it or not, I don't like spicy food. I don't. I like well seasoned food, but I don't like spicy food. A lot of times when it's too much spice, it's just drowning out like the actual flavors. So
Hmm.
with this, it's not spicy, but I know I'm gonna do a spicy version of this because I know a lot of people do like spicy food, but this one isn't spicy though.
All right.
It has a lot of natural herbs in it too.
Okay. All right, definitely. I feel that when I seen that I was like, man, I wished I lived in Louisiana because you can't. I mean, you can find that here in Dallas, but man, they want to charge an arm and a leg
Oh
like
yeah. I'm gonna
$60.
put you on a PR list though, so I'm gonna just have to get your address and ship you some
Yeah,
stuff out.
let me know. Let me know. All right. So we talked about you a little bit, a little personal. We got into your brands and stuff like now. Now I like to get into a segment called "Let's Talk Politics." A lot of
Okay.
people talk politics, but I love talking about politics because we need to be well cultured and we need to be really informed about the things that's going on in our world at this time. So
Yes.
I'm gonna ask you a few questions, ask you how you feel. If you don't want to answer, you don't have to answer. Some people don't like to talk about politics. So
Hmm.
um, we just elected our very first black female vice president.
Man, that feels good.
What, Miss
I feel
Kamala?
like we're getting somewhere.
Yes, finally, finally,
Yeah.
finally, just elected her. How does that make you feel, and how do you make that? How do you think that's gonna look for the little girls coming up, like the little boys that came up and seen President Obama become president? How do you feel that the little females and the youth in our community and within the world, how would they grow and how would that make them feel? How did it make you feel?
I mean, I feel like the same way it's making me feel, I'm sure they feel the same way. Like I just feel like super empowered by it. Like I feel super motivated. I feel like I could pretty much accomplish anything because everybody knows it's always twice as hard to be a black woman. I mean, it's hard to be a black man too, but it's really hard to be a black woman. You gotta do double the work, and probably get less to pay, and you know how that goes. They don't think we're intelligent enough, but in my opinion, the reality is, I mean, black women hold this world together, in my opinion.
We are the Mecca. We us. What they don't
Right,
they count from us. Women are God. Like they don't understand that. So
right.
I feel like it's an honor for a woman to hold most prestige. position in America, after the
Yes,
last 4 years that we did have, which was
man.
horrible.
Horrible.
First
It was
3 years.
like a night, like a joke, like a
It
bad
was. It's
joke.
like we're living in the twilight zone, and
Yeah.
I say this all the time. I wish us as a people, I wish we as his followers and his cult and his flock together. I wish us as Black people we can do the same thing for us in our culture and stick together and prevail and gain Black wealth and stuff like that. Because them people are crazy as fuck. They're
Yeah, but you know what's the difference between us and them? Unfortunately, I mean, I feel like we're way smarter than them, but they have more unity.
they do.
And I know their unity is based on ignorance, but they do.
They
Until we could learn how to come together, we not gonna conquer. So,
Exactly. I put it on my Instagram the other day. If we do not learn how to come together and learn how to be one and build and gain knowledge like these people did, because
right,
these people stormed the Capitol thinking that they were going to change something. They
right,
honestly
right.
thought that they were going to change something. And I argued with somebody the other day. I said the difference between their protest, which their protest was not a protest, it was a mob
No.
riot.
Yes.
The difference between them and us is we actually had substance. Ours was substance. We were fighting for something that happened, actually happened. Like,
Right.
you know
We
what I
were
mean?
fighting for our lives, basically.
Exactly, definitely. They're fighting for something that their president told them happened that actually didn't happen, but they're so
Exactly.
cult. It's such a cult. It's
Yes.
so ignorant in their minds that they feel like it actually happened. Like I actually fussed with somebody. I was like, it didn't happen. Yes, it happened. I said, well, where's your proof? It's on the internet. I said, you know how much shit is on the internet? Well, he said it. You know what other shit he said?
Right, right.
So
It's like it's funny, but
it's
it's sad, you know.
it's
But it's
sad.
like you gotta laugh to keep from crying,
Uh,
basically.
and they kept saying like, why are you laughing at the insurrection that's going on there? It's funny. It's very
Yeah.
funny because if y'all watch yourselves, the same shit that we're saying about y'all saying the same shit about Black Lives Matter when Black Lives Matter was actually
Mhm.
fighting for something. Actually fighting for something. So
Yeah.
definitely happy that she got this position. Definitely want to see what her and Joe Biden is going to do in the future. I hope they don't let us down. I'm
And you
hoping
know what? I have a good feeling about them. They already have a good amount of, Black women in the cabinet.
they
So,
do
I mean, that's
definitely
never happened
not
before.
playing about having Black people on their stuff at all in
Mhm.
position. So definitely. All right. So my second question is, how do you feel about being Black in America? Like, what's your feeling about being Black in America?
Um, I mean, I'm proud to be Black in America, of course, but I just feel like we always get the short end of the stick. It's not fair that our people were enslaved and basically built this country, and white people get to run around saying, my country, my country, my country, when in reality,
It's
nothing
not.
about this is theirs.
It's not.
So it's just frustrating. And it's not all white people. So let me just
No.
put that out there. I got plenty of white friends. I mean, obviously, I went to Centerville High.
Yeah.
Plenty people want to change, but there's a lot of ignorant white people, which are probably their relatives, and they don't want to learn nothing. They don't want to hear the truth. They just want to stay, set in their racist ways. Unfortunately,
Definitely. I feel it. I have some white friends as well. That's really, that's down for the cause. They understand what's going on, but it's mostly millennials. I actually have
yeah,
older and that's supporters and that know better, and I constantly say like as much as he says, as much bigotry has come out of his mouth, how can you still support someone that's bigoted towards one of your people you call your friends? So if you
yeah,
continuously support someone who is racist, that makes you racist. So
yes,
I can't really be friends with a person that's racist against my culture and doesn't see something wrong with somebody else. Because if you're gonna try to deny that in public, you're not gonna deny it in private. So, nah,
right, right,
we
yeah. That's the ones who like to speak up on it when they're with you, and then they
yeah,
get on the internet and in public. It's a different
gosh,
story.
in the private. So, yeah, definitely can. So I've dropped a couple of people along the way, kind of like they don't like
Same,
the shit that I'm
same.
saying, and I'm like, I don't care. I'm Black. At the end of the day, I wear blue every day, but when I take that shit off, I'm Black. When I get stopped by
Mm,
the police, I'm a Black woman. I'm not a blue person. They don't treat me no different than they treat these Black people out here. So
exactly,
I'm not different.
exactly.
Still, a nigga at the end of the day.
Yes.
Still, it can't change. Light skin or not, I'm still, still. All right. Last question. We're gonna talk about politics. What is your thoughts about the countless murders of black men in our country?
I mean, that question is like, it has so many answers because it's like, it's something that's been going on for so long. It's like we're used to it, and that is really sad. I have brothers,
Mhm.
and that shit breaks my heart. Knowing that anytime they step foot out the door, I have a boyfriend, like it's just unsafe for them just to be themselves. I don't like that. It makes me very uncomfortable. It makes me sad. It makes me angry, really. I mean,
Right,
because I'm down with the Malcolm X shit now, but
right, right, man. And
it's just sad.
people
It's
say that
really sad.
stuff like that makes me cry because it's kind of like, yeah, I have uncles, I have brothers, I have cousins and stuff like that. And even though I work in a profession, it's crazy because I know there's a choice you can make. It's a choice you can shoot and there's a choice you cannot shoot. And at the end of the day, I'm gonna always go home to my family first, And if I have to
Yes,
protect my life, I will protect my life. And I always say it's me or them. I'd rather get judged by 12 than be cared about 6. So,
yes,
but it's never. And I'm not gonna say I never came into that situation because I've come into that situation, but I handle situations differently because I'm not scared of black people. Most
right,
people in that position are scared of black people. So
right. And that's the wrong position for them to be in.
you're not being taught how to interact with black people. So when you get on that, your anxiety goes up. So your first thing is to shoot because you've never been around black people. You never had to interact with black people like that. But when a white person does the same thing to you, you don't do the same. You don't react the same way. And that's
Right,
vice versa because that's for me as well. I don't get hostile with black people because I know the difference, which can be a curse and a good thing, because I can always get popped at any time. But I don't treat white people differently because I know how to interact with everybody. I'm well.
right,
So I always say
right.
a lot of these things could be avoided if we just people will get cultured. If you want to be a police officer and you're scared of being a black people, you shouldn't be a police officer because
Right,
we deal with
right.
black people. Unfortunately, we do. We deal with black people because sometimes black people put themselves in that situation and sometimes they don't put themselves in that situation. But when you have those white police officers that target black people, like they always messing with black people because I've seen it, and it's kind of like, why are you just messing with black folks today? Like leave
Yeah.
them alone, leave them alone. It wouldn't be that type of situation. Um, we definitely it's definitely a change that needed to be coming. I see a change coming. I know they
I
keep.
do too. I don't know how soon though.
I mean, I know they they keep not prosecuting the people that keeps killing, like the guy at the JP Lake that got killed, that got shot 7 times in the back. That was not justifiable. Um, I wouldn't have justified it. You shot him in the back. I understand he was getting the car. You had a taser. You should have tased him. Um,
Yeah. Cause I mean, if someone broke in my house and they turned around and I shot them in the back, I would definitely be charged, whether they
yeah,
breaking in my house or not.
in the state of Louisiana, definitely. Not in Texas,
Yeah.
but in
Right.
Louisiana, not in Texas. Oh no, it's kill country out here. You coming
Oh,
here, I don't
really?
trying to run away, you gonna get shot. I don't care if you turn your back. You can be shot. Once you get into that threshold, and you're gonna be like, I changed my mind. Ain't no changing no mind. If I shoot you, that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
You came in. But Louisiana, yeah, you have to let them turn around and run away. You have to give them warnings in Louisiana. You ain't got to do that here in
Yeah, you
Texas.
broke in my house and tried to kill me, but hey, I'm about to kill you right now. Turn back around.
No,
That's crazy.
not in
But you
Texas.
know what, Jay? My thing with white people and white officers is like, I don't understand why they're so scared of black people because they're the ones with the history of enslaving, beating, raping. They
Well,
have a history of violence. We don't.
I think it's because of the things that they did, and they subconsciously feel like we're gonna get back at them for the things that they did to our ancestors. They feel like we're
Yeah.
still mad at them for those things. Most people don't even think about that when they're getting arrested by police officers.
Yeah.
Most times people who's getting arrested by police officers don't want the police officers to be around them because they know the things that white officers have done. So it's kind of a scary tactic. Like I've stopped somebody and he shook the whole time. I was like, bro, you all right? He was like, I'm scared. I was like, chill. I'm not that officer. I'm not.
Right,
That's
right.
12. I said, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine. And that's only in America. You go to Canada. If you ever watch police videos from Canada, they don't act like that. You go to other countries, they don't act the way we act. They don't use
Yeah,
the way we act. We're taught. That's what we're taught in academy. That's how we're taught in academy. So if you're taught something, that's how you're gonna act. You're taught to
right.
use force when somebody doesn't what you're calling for you. When you're in academy, you don't have a taser on your hip. You have a gun on your hip the whole time. So you're being taught to use your gun. Taught to use your gun. So that's going to be in your head to use your gun. My
Yeah,
department teach you to use your taser first. Tase them first. That doesn't work. You go down your spectrum. Your gun is the last thing you can use.
absolutely.
Yeah, but you meet force with force. Don't be dumb and they got a gun and you using your taser. That's not happening.
Right, right.
Be conscious of, do they have a gun and they don't have a gun? You know, like you can't, like most people tell you I got a gun. Most people that want you to shoot are gonna shoot you, gonna say I got a gun. I got a gun. Most people I've
Yeah,
that had a gun and say that I got a gun, they had a gun. They had a gun. You know, so definitely I think it's more of they feel like since the stuff that their ancestors did to us that we're upset about it. Yes, we're upset about it, but the thing about black people is we don't hold grudges like that.
right.
Been taught to, let go and let God. So
Well,
most
that's
of us
because we're the chosen people, but they don't want to have that conversation.
exactly. So they feel like black people are still angry about that. So when they get to that situation, like it's like they're intimidated, they're scared, and I've seen a lot of them shake. I'm like, bro, chill out. He not gonna do nothing. He good. He fine. He's not gonna do anything. He's
Yeah.
just upset. And then I'd be like, hey, big dog, chill out. Like, let me talk to you. I talk to you, but I ain't gonna talk to her. Cool. Let me talk to you. We talk it out. Get that ticket. Be on your way.
See, they need more. They need more officers like you. And you strike me as somebody who would hold one of your colleagues accountable for doing the wrong thing.
I'm not even going to that.
We will
I'm
have to
never.
do a whole nother interview. I'm gonna have to interview you next time.
I'd be like, bruh, don't do that shit no more. Don't do that no more. Don't do that shit. Because, yeah, some of them take their, I tell people all the time, the badge gives you power. It does. Something that you would do without the badge, you wouldn't do it. You'd be scared to do it. With that badge,
Right.
it holds so much power. People chest poke out. Stuff get big. I mean, people, you just think they're on top of the world. And as fast as you can get that badge, is as fast as they can be taken away from you. So don't let that go to your head. And I always tell people, like before I left my job to come here to Dallas, I became a compliance officer. And they always said, like, you're going to become a compliance officer and you're going to change. You're not going to be the same Jay. Nah, ain't shit. No title could change me. I'm going to always
Hmm.
be. I'm a clown with y'all. I'm going to still do my work. You feel me? But I'm a
Yeah.
clown with y'all. We going to goof around. We going to do everything. But we going to get work done. Never change. And that's what they said. It was like, you the cool CO because you didn't change. Like, why would I change? Like, money ain't going to change me. This
Right.
title ain't going to change me. As fast as I got it, I can lose it. And I tell people that all the time. As fast as I get this badge, as fast as I can lose it. Now, granted, I can tell you, it's a lot of people that I be wanting to smack the fuck out of.
Mm.
I'll be like, that some stuff be just dumb, but I can't. Sometimes you gotta hold it and be like, okay, bro, why did you do that? And then sometimes I just
Yeah.
my brain be like, I tell him like, bro, that was dumb. That
Yeah.
was dumb. What?
Yeah.
Fucking dumb. Like that was dumb. So yeah, definitely. So I'm tired of seeing black men and black women. Now let me not just say black men because I did say black men. Women too in America are being killed at the same rate of black men. So I definitely want to see a change when in 2021 when we get this new administration in and see the things that they can change.
Now I
Yeah.
do have a question. I don't know when we go air this episode, but have you seen that all the ammunition is sold out? Have you
Yeah,
seen that? How you feel
definitely
about that?
been fired up. Well, before this started, ammunition was very, very low in stock. I don't think it was because of the insurrection. It might be even more because of the insurrection now. But before, like during COVID, during Black Lives Matter, the beginning of George Floyd, ammunition
Mm.
started running really, really low, too sold out because people were buying ammunition to protect themselves. I know I did. I wouldn't get a lot of it. Um,
Mhm.
I feel like it's a good thing and a bad thing because
Yeah.
um we do need to protect. I tell Black people all the time, if you don't have any type of protection, you might want to get something because you
Yeah,
it's gonna
absolutely.
happen. So I know it's because of the insurrection. You know, I know it's because of the insurrection. But I don't have a feeling about that because I feel like people should protect themselves at all times. So if they're using it for good, yeah, I think it's a good thing. But if as I'm thinking now, it's a bad thing. I don't.
Yeah. I mean, at this moment,
Yeah, it's a amendment. We have the right to bear arms. So I don't
right.
feel bad about people that do actually buy guns. I just feel bad when they do the wrong thing.
Right, right. Yeah.
So I feel like, and I tell people all the time, I tell Black people all the time, get you some type of protection, even if it's a little small 380. Get something because you never know when we're gonna go into a civil war. They already talking about they want to go into a civil war, so
Yeah.
be ready. Like I'm my seats,
I know
gloves,
you ready. I'm just come over
everything,
there.
bag, everything. I'm ready. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think I can say it's a good thing, it's a bad thing. I don't know why it's sold out because I don't know if it's sold out because of the insurrection or they sold out like, when Black Lives Matter was going on and people were scared that Black people were gonna come and burn their houses down.
That is so crazy because again, that is something they did to us. Like it's
Exactly.
crazy. It's
Exactly.
frustrating because it's like, bro, really?
You think what you did to us, we're gonna do to you. So now you're scared, and you're, and what kills me is because they talked about it and say how they were radicals and how they were ignorant people and how they were doing this and it didn't make any sense. They were burning buildings, but look what y'all did. Y'all
Yeah.
y'all vandalized the Capitol. Y'all beat police officers. You beat the thin blue line, the people that you say you support so much. You beat one with a fire extinguisher and you beat one with a flag. You crushed one
Sad.
store and you were beating the other ones. You don't care about nobody.
Sad. No,
You
not
care
at
about
all.
nobody but your Lord and Savior, and it's sad because y'all so Christian people, but y'all worshiping a fake idol at this point.
Yeah.
I still I don't get it. I keep saying like I don't understand how they how this is a cult. I don't get it. In our eyes, they're the biggest terrorists in our eyes, and
Absolutely.
they
But
looked
they're
at
not gonna call themselves terrorists.
no, and they looked at Black Lives Matter like Black Lives Matter was so bad when we actually was trying to make a difference. So I guess, but
Yeah.
let's go on to impacting. Let's go
Okay.
impacting because I can talk about this all day. I actually have a
Right.
that me and three friends we sit down and talk about the insurrection and stuff like that. So look forward to that coming real soon. Uh,
Okay.
so into the impact Baldwin time. I know you're from a native of Baldwin, Louisiana, but you moved when you were in high school to Centerville, Louisiana. So,
Mhm.
being that you're a native, what do those two towns mean to you? What does Baldwin mean to you?
Man, Baldwin, honestly, Baldwin really does mean everything to me. I mean, that's where it all started. Mickey Mouse with Brandon Mama, Miss Jones, and
Yes,
I mean,
yes,
that's where it all started. That's where I learned how to ride a bike. That's where I learned how to fight at, unfortunately. I learned a lot of stuff in Baldwin. But the thing about small towns, Baldwin and Centerville, especially in the Black community, it's like we're living in poverty, but as kids, you don't even understand that. It's like you just make the best of it. You having fun, you living your life, but you're in the meantime, your parents really going through it. And we had young parents, so growing up in the 90s with parents in their 20s, like that was a struggle by itself. But we was too young to understand that. But now that I'm going on 30, like I don't have any kids yet, but if I did, I think all the time, like, man, like my parents must have had it really rough. Three
right,
kids in their 20s.
right, definitely, and prices weren't as high as prices are now. So definitely, they made
Yes.
it high to say people three children in their 20s now. It's kind of like how am I going to survive with three kids and I'm in my 20s and I'm some people don't work. Some people
Yeah.
there's more assistance for people these days. That's in
Right.
that age and like food stamps and WIC and stuff like that. So they're
And
able to
that's
pass.
good. But you know what I feel? And a lot of Black people don't want to have this discussion. I'm gonna make it brief because I know we're on a time frame schedule. I do feel like they should get assistance, but I feel like we shouldn't get so comfortable on that. That should be something to help us get to the next level. But it's like, especially back home, if you're from a small town, there's no jobs or anything back home. There's no opportunities. So it's kind of like you stuck if you don't have the courage to move and try to see what else is out there, you pretty much stuck in that same scenario, unfortunately. And that makes me really sad, honestly,
Yeah,
Jay. You
definitely.
know,
Some people like welfare and social. I mean, assistance wasn't made for us. It wasn't built for us. It was built for the others. So
right.
we just kind of took over. Well, we haven't taken over because there are more of them on it than
I was
us.
just about to say, yeah, they're actually getting it way more than us.
But they make it seem like we the only motherfuckers on there. So definitely understand what you're saying. Definitely, we shouldn't rely on it, but a lot of people still do rely on it and they feel like they shouldn't. Well, as long as I'm getting this, I can get this forever until my kids turn 18. You
Yeah.
know,
It's
so
like they
income tax
comfortable.
and I could get like $10,000 for my kids and live off of that for a year. I don't understand that.
Me
Um,
neither.
and then, like I said, the food stamps and the WIC and stuff like that. So I definitely understand what you're saying. Like that shouldn't be the end all be all, but a lot of people don't have that mentality in the small world, in the small towns, because they feel like I'm too good to go work at the casino. I'm too good to go work at the grocery store. I'm too good to go.
Right.
But we have to strive for something different. And I always tell people that was my thing. I graduated college, but then I went home for 5 years, and I felt like I was stuck. So I had to honestly pick any job I could pick to get away from Louisiana because I didn't want to be and you I won't say a stereotype. I just didn't want to. I felt like there was more for me in the world, and I felt like
Yeah.
I should have did it sooner, but I was too scared. And that's the same thing with a lot of people. They're too scared to fail, and it's a fail or win. You're always gonna have somewhere to go. I tell people all the time. Homeless people say this all the time. Like, you be out here for a couple of days and tell me how I feel. I say I don't have to. I'm never gonna have to because I always have somewhere to go home.
Right.
I'll never be homeless because I always can go home to my family. I
Right.
go stay with my mother. I go stay with my sister. I go stay with my grandmother. I'm a hustler, so I'm gonna find me somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not gonna be on my ass. So definitely feel how you understand what you're saying. A lot of people don't want to change. A lot of people get that money, get that food stamps. People on $700, $1,000 food stamps, they getting those $10,000 checks on where for income tax. I don't understand how people get $10,000. I wish I get $10,000.
They could actually show me their ways. If you're watching this, show me your ways, please.
I see a lot. I was like, bro, if I can get 10,000, I just don't want to pay back. I don't even care about that stuff. I just don't want to pay back. But $10,000, I know how people live off of $10,000 a year. But
I
I
don't
mean,
know
some people
either.
do it. I mean, in the hometown. I mean, I can't talk about them because when I was living in Baldwin working at the casino, I was being a security guard, and I was only making maybe 12,000 a year, 15,000 a year when I became a security guard. But I had two jobs at that time, so my
Yeah.
money supplement, I was making more than that a year. I don't understand how they live off it, but you're living in a small town. You couldn't come
Yeah.
here. For that. You be
No, there's no way.
yeah, you be living in poverty. So definitely understand how you said. So my next question is, in the regards of those two towns, in what ways do you feel like you can impact those towns by changing something small to make a difference for the youth in that town? Because it's not much in both towns for youth to do. What is something that you would implement to impact Baldwin Arsonville?
So with the pandemic going on, it's kind of weird. And I actually wanted to get with you and a few other leaders from the community because I do consider us to be leaders. I wanted to do like an annual back to school drive, like something really big, like get a bunch of people involved, really help these kids, help their parents out because we know they don't have much. But now everything's all virtual, so it's kind of weird. And that kind of put that idea on hold. Even if it's doing something like in the summer, whether it's like a week camp or something. I mean, I can't do the whole summer, but I could take a week out of my summer and go back home and get with a bunch of y'all, and we could host some type of summer camp. Whether it's basketball, football, cheerleading, just get a whole bunch of people together and make a difference in these kids' lives.
I'm about that life. I'm definitely about that. Me and my cousin, my cousin and friend at the same time, Alicia Jones, we were talking about it because she's a entrepreneur as well. She cuts hair. We
Yeah,
were
she does a good job too.
Yeah, she's a very good barber.
She's
I
really
need
good.
I need her to move here so she can me because my barber, he's cool and shit, but that I don't like shops. So definitely we were talking about ways that we can fundraise and get together to do the youth. So if you're definitely about that, just let me know. We can all get
Yes,
together. We can
absolutely.
get together. I don't want to just do like I know people do at home mostly do like the pop up shops and stuff like that. Like that's cool. I'm about that life and stuff like
But
that. But
that doesn't necessarily benefit the
yeah, that's
community.
you like I back to the youth. Like I want to like
Right.
Kev Kibosabe, he did the turkey drive for Thanksgiving.
Yes,
Stuff
yes.
like that. Stuff like that benefits people because some people don't have money to buy turkey.
And if everybody comes together and collab, it's much more
Easier, it's way
cost
easier.
efficient, number one. Because I mean, yeah, we're out here trying to get it, but at the same time, we still struggle sometimes too.
Definitely.
But I feel like if everybody come together, it could really be something big that could benefit everybody, and it's not go like break us at the same time. So
Definitely.
I think you should be like the mediator for that and get everybody to come together.
I'm about it. Next, even if not the summer, the next big holiday where we give back food and stuff like that, we definitely could do that. I'll definitely jot that down and put that in the notes. All
Mm-hmm.
right. So, I asked these questions to everybody that's on Impact Ball, and if you had $1 million, just $1 million, and with that $1 million, you only can do something within your community. You can't buy anything personal. You have to put that $1 million back into your community. What would you do?
Um, I would prop $1 million. I mean, it seems like a lot, but it's really not that much. So I don't want to say something that sounds like, crazy out there. I really wish I could build something or start some type of business to get people jobs. There
Right.
is no jobs back home, like none. Like it breaks my heart. I mean, my brother, he doesn't work at Cypress, but he works at Amelia Bell, and it's just I
Yeah.
mean, I love him to death, but I hate that for him. I want so much more for him, but it's like, if you choose to stay back home and there's nothing wrong with that, you're limited, unfortunately.
Limited. You're
Everybody from back home that's watching this, like, I want y'all to know, like, if you scared, that is normal, but you need to figure out what else is out there. If you don't like it, go back home. You can always go back home, but you need to see what else is out there. You never know. God might want you to take a step out on faith, but you're missing out because you're scared.
scared,
So
definitely. And like I said earlier, I was that person. I was so scared about leaving town and coming to Dallas. And I was on a podcast the other day. I was featured on someone else's podcast for a change, and she asked me about that, and I told her I was like, the whole way to Dallas, like I packed up my car and moved to Dallas, and my whole way to Dallas, I cried because I was scared and I didn't know the outcome because I was moving myself here, and then in a couple of months I was moving my fiance here as well to start working here as well because we uprooted our whole life to come here, and then it's kind of
yeah,
like coming here with me, and I know I have a job and I know I have set residence and stuff like that, but what if I kept saying what if it don't work out, what if I fail academy, what if I don't make it, knowing damn well I was gonna make it.
right. Because you're overachiever.
Yeah, definitely. I knew I wasn't gonna fail academy, but I was like, man, like I don't want to seem like a failure. I picked up all my stuff, and I'm that person, which is a good thing and a bad thing. I don't want people to seem like she left here and then she had to bring her ass back home. Like I don't like to be that type of person. And it's
Yeah.
not all about appearances and stuff like that, but that's just not me. When
Oh,
I
trust me, I know.
yeah,
I've been going for almost 11 years now,
yeah,
so I know
definitely,
what you mean by that.
definitely work hard and do stuff like that. I just couldn't fathom the fact of coming here, failing, and then having to move my ass back to Baldwin and go work back at the casino. Like, couldn't do that. So it
Yeah.
had to work. It had to work, and it worked. I've been here 3 years, so it worked out perfectly. I'm doing so well, and I'm not gonna say never, but my mind is not to move back to Louisiana. Like,
No, no.
not coming, not coming. Definitely. All right. So our last question of the day on Impact Baldwin: what advice would you give the youth in your community about something different than what? Let me start over because we're pre-recording. What advice would you give the youth in your community that you would give to yourself when you were younger?
For one, like finances. I feel like school is not going to teach you how to financially be prepared for the real world. If you grow up back home like we did, you're living in poverty and your parents don't necessarily understand that either, especially if you have young parents. So I would say, now they have so many resources. Y'all have YouTube and the internet. We didn't really have all that. We was just going off of what our parents told us. Y'all have so many resources. I would say use them. You could start businesses at like 16 or whatever, like get yourself out there, learn about stock for sure. learn about investments. And and I know you went to college, and so did I actually didn't finish college. I'm a college dropout, y'all, but that's my thing. I encourage everybody to finish, but for me, I just felt like I was studying sociology, and I really love it, but I knew in reality I wasn't going to make the type of money I wanted to make with that degree. So instead of getting myself in all this debt, with these student loans, I decided to drop out. And pretty much I'm almost done with my debt. I got like $7,000 left in student loans and I'll be paid off. So that's really big. Start a business, educate yourself, put yourself out there. Don't be scared to take risks. You are gonna fail. There's gonna be plenty of times you fail. I'm going on 30 years old in 4 months, and I'm finally starting to get it right. So don't be afraid of failure. It's actually your friend. It's gonna teach you a lot of valuable lessons. So just put yourself out there, put the work in, meet God halfway, and you go see your doors opening and your blessings go start to flow. Honestly, just be a good person and do right by people.
That's lovely. That was great. Like that was great advice. That was great. I'm looking over here like, yes, amen, amen. Amen. That's lovely advice. So y'all listen to that
Thank
shit.
you.
Listen, man. Listen, because when I talk to younger artists, most of my artists that I talk to, they're younger, like 18, 19, 20. And I always ask them the question, do they feel like high school? Do they feel like the high school that they went to prepared them for the future? And all of them say the same thing. No. Say
Yeah.
no. It won't prepare you. College won't. College
No.
prepare you a little bit, but it won't prepare you.
No.
Life
Yeah.
lessons prepare you for something. You know,
Absolutely.
you take heed to those lessons. That's how you know that you're changing, because don't keep going through and making the same mistakes and you're not taking heed to the lessons of the mistakes of the first time. You take those mistakes and you learn from them, you apply something different every time. That's like
Right. Right.
job application. You get on an interview and you do something wrong. Well, you know that next interview you're not gonna do that and you're not gonna say the same shit.
Right.
You're gonna put something,
Right.
So definitely, yeah, I get that. So then, thank you. Lastly, tell us all your social medias. Tell us where we can find you, everything like that.
My personal Instagram is Billie Jean with 3 underscores at the end of it. For Body by Billie is literally just Body by Billie on Instagram. For the seasoning, it's actually under Seasoning Bay. I'm not necessarily on Snapchat that much, and I don't have a Facebook, y'all. So that's pretty much where I'm at.
All right, so this is Impact Baldwin. This is your girl Jay, and thanks for tuning in. And until next time, deuces.
Bye, y'all.